Bitcoin just broke above the trend line that has been going since April. What does that mean for us? Am I surprised? Not at all. We talked about this yesterday and it finally happened. I said 24 hours in the last video, and exactly 24 hours later, Bitcoin did break above. And I will say, Bitcoin is not out of the woods yet. Yes, this was very positive for the Bitcoin price. But on this BTC update, the possible resistance levels that we will find all the way to this other trend line that has been going since the all-time high. First of all, we have this upper band of this channel here, this parallel channel, and whenever Bitcoin touches this upper band, the price falls quite a lot. So at the moment, that would be around 23,000. And actually, what Bitcoin could be forming here is possibly a reverse head and shoulders. So if I trace it from here to here, do you see here? The first shoulder, the head, and then the second shoulder. Yes, it's not the most pretty reverse head and shoulders you ever seen, but it is still valid. And actually the volume does corroborate that. The first downside has the most volume, then the second not so much, and the third has the least volume. But now we would have to break this neckline at around the 22,300. And even if we break above, we still have this upper band of the parallel channel to think about. So what we could be seeing here possibly would be something like this. Little retrace, go above the upper trend, retest these levels, and then finally break above. And this would be absolutely mind-blowing, maybe all the way here. Of course, not in a straight line like this. I'm just simplifying things. But this could be the pattern that we could see with Bitcoin. Things will depend on the stock market. For now, the stock futures are positive, but it may change during the day. So we have to keep that in mind. Maybe this would be a local top, and the price goes back down, retest this trend line, and then finally we could break above and retest this long-term trend line since the all-time high. So things are looking positive in the short term. In the long term, I still don't believe this was the actual bottom, because the volume here was not really that impressive. And usually Bitcoin capitulations involve a big wick with a huge volume, and that's not what we've seen. Another thing to keep in mind is that next week we have the FOMC, so the Fed meeting, where they will hike rates again, probably by 0.75%, which is what people are expecting. But if they increase to 1%, things could get nasty in the short term. But I believe it's only the next Wednesday, if I'm not mistaken. So not this Wednesday, the next week. So we still have a lot of days until that meeting happens. So anyway, very exciting things for Bitcoin. Now I want to talk about the downside, because it could still happen. So one way to measure the downside target would be to take this, and then we simply retrace from here. And what we would have is around 10,000, 11,000, around this region, depending on how you trace. I will definitely be buying Bitcoin and possibly other crypto as well. On the other hand, if we break above and touches this trend line, I believe Bitcoin will not break above, at least not in the first try. So if Bitcoin does actually recover all these levels here, that would probably mean a very good time to short Bitcoin at around 30K. So currently that would be my strategy. If Bitcoin goes up, I will short around here. If Bitcoin crashes, I will long from the bottom at around 10,000 to 12,000. Things are looking very positive for Bitcoin though, very strong candle. But again, the US stock market is still not open. So we have to see during the day if this movement will continue. As always, keep your leverage low, have a strategy if the price goes against you, because if we break this neckline, I think Bitcoin could have potential to retest the upper band. And if we can break it, then yes, then it will be a very quick giant Pumposaurus all the way to 30K. This chart here is on Binance Futures. If you still don't have a Binance account, Binance is the best crypto exchange. You can sign up with the link below, 20% off your Binance trading fees for life. So those are my thoughts. If you found this video helpful, smash that like button, and I will see you in the next Bitcoin update.